This reading is part of the Do You Know series, edited by Bittu Sahgal, published by VA Creations in 2004. Do you know the natural world? Do you know why people are afraid of snakes? If you show a human baby a snake, it is unlikely to be afraid. Most babies will, in fact, even handle a snake without any fear at all. But as the child grows older, it is likely to develop a fear of snakes. Perhaps it acquires this fear from its parents or other adults. Movies also project an image of snakes as evil creatures that will attack humans at the slightest opportunity. But this is actually not true at all, but could be the reason that so many people are afraid of them. Strangely enough, a baby chimpanzee instinctively fears snakes, even if it has been reared from birth in captivity, away from the dangers of a forest. This indicates that the chimpanzee's fears is inbred rather than acquired. Yeah, that is interesting, because babies and little children, they actually don't fear much of anything. They learn to fear things, whether it's snakes or other dangerous animals, or certain people, or just any types of poisonous foods. They actually have to learn all of this through other people, through adults. So yeah, it is quite interesting that baby chimpanzees are instinctively afraid, whereas humans aren't. As the author quite rightly says, snakes, more often than not, are actually more frightened of humans than humans should be of snakes. Most of the time they won't attack you at all unless they feel intimidated or afraid of you. Yeah, it is quite interesting. Do you know what marsupials are? Well, I do, because I'm from Australia. But if you're not from Australia, you might not know. Marsupium means pouch, and a marsupial is an animal whose babies complete their development in a pouch on their mother's body. When the baby marsupial is born, it is small and helpless. It finds its way by instinct to the mother's pouch. There it gets milk from its mother and grows steadily until it is large enough to leave the pouch and fend for itself. Now I should note here that it gets its milk not directly from the pouch flap or anything like that. There is actually a little teat nestled quite far down in a marsupial's pouch, which a baby will then latch onto, and it'll stay latched onto this until it's big enough to start weaning. Kangaroos, koala bears and wallabies are the most common marsupials, though marsupial bats and moles also exist. Marsupials developed from placental animals, which complete all their development inside the mother's womb. Placental animals were better able to compete for food, so marsupials died out in most parts of the world. Once Australia had become separated from other continents, placental animals could not easily reach it anymore. This is why marsupials have flourished in Australia. Some marsupials are also found in America. It's interesting, I didn't actually know that there were any marsupials in America. Let me just have a quick Google. So Google, old wise man Google, tells me that there is actually only one marsupial in America, and that is the Virginia opossum. And all other marsupials seem to be in Australia. Lucky us. Lucky us. Do you know why zebras have stripes? Zebras can be told apart from horses and asses by their stripes on their bodies. There are many species of zebra, Burchells, mountain and grevies, and they all have different patterns of stripes. Zebra colouring is a form of camouflage. When predators stalk a herd, they target one weak, injured or young animal, which they will then kill. Zebras roam the African plains in large herds, and when they are close together, the pattern formed makes it very difficult to spot each zebra individually. This form of camouflage is called disruptive coloration. The predator cannot easily pick out a target for a meal. All he sees is a mass of black and white patterns. If you visit a zoo, observe a zebra closely. Does it have black stripes on a white background, or white stripes on a black background? What do you think? Do zebras have white stripes, or do they actually have black stripes? The answer is that zebras are actually black and they have white stripes. Do you know what living fossils are? A bird called the hoatzin lives in the swamps of Venezuela in South America. Young hoatzins have claws on their wings, which they use to grip branches as they clamber up around the trees. The hoatzin is a poor flyer even as an adult. When it is fully grown, the claws drop off from the wings. We call the hoatzin a living fossil. We do this because when the bird first appeared on Earth, there lived one called the Archaeopteryx, which had claws on its wings. Fossils of this ancient bird have been found. It is quite possible that it too moved around trees, just as the young hoatzin does today. There are other animals which we call living fossils. They are living animals which were thought to have become extinct millions of years ago. The most famous living fossil is probably an ancient fish called the coelacanth.